Hey friends, it's Andrea from Ample Movement. Thanks for joining me for another gentle chair class. Today this chair class is going to be a super gentle chair class. So this would be good for somebody who is just trying to gain some mobility back, hasn't been moving for a while, maybe has chronic illness, something like that. So to make the practice a little more accessible, I do have suggestions for some props. You don't have to use them. They will make things a little bit easier. So some suggestions are either 2 cork blocks or like heavy books or something. A yoga strap, or you could use a scarf or a belt. Dog leashes work really well. Or something along those lines, something that doesn't have too much stretch. And possibly a folded blanket. I also am having this bolster here to prop up my feet at some point, so maybe a couple pillows would be helpful as well. So again, you don't have to have these things, you still can do the class. Alright, so grab those things. At the very least, just have a chair with no arms. Alright, see you in a couple. Hello again. So before we get started, my suggestion is to use either your blocks or books or pillows or folded blankets. Something to make it feel as if you are grounded down into the seat. So if you can reach the floor perfectly with no problem, that's great. It all depends on the height of your chair, the length of your bones, that sort of thing. Just make sure whatever you choose, you are on solid ground, nothing slipping. If you see, I have my chair on my sticky mat so it doesn't slide. So if you're on carpet or something like that, that's great. We just want to make sure nothing slides around when you are practicing. So maybe that feels good. Play around with that a little bit. You can pause at any time to set yourself up, or maybe you grab a big pillow or something to put your feet on, or just some folded blankets. So get yourself nice and comfortable to a place where you can sit up nice and tall, your feet feel grounded down into something. You can rest your hands comfortably on your thighs, and then either close your eyes or set a soft gaze somewhere in front of you. And we'll simply begin to notice the breath. So begin to notice your breath at your nostrils. Just feel the movement of the air coming in and out. This is a place I'd like you to come back to. If anything feels too much or you need to take a pause, come back to this place. You do not have to do everything that is in this video. So as you pay attention to your breath, you may notice the movement in your body that your breath is creating. So bring your attention and awareness to your belly and feel your belly expand as you breathe in, and feel your belly soften and deflate as you breathe out. So this is something that we want to breathe deep and low into the body. We don't want to hold that breath up into the chest. We want to really breathe all the way into the belly. So as you inhale, your belly expands, and as you exhale, your belly falls. Allow your shoulders to move away from your ears. Notice your feet on the floor or on props. Notice your seat in the chair. Notice the feeling of the breath moving in and out. Elongate the inhalation a bit more, and elongate the exhalation a bit more. Always staying within a comfortable place for your breath, for your body. It's going to be different for everyone. Listen to your body. Take a few more breaths here, deep and full into the belly. Good. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Just move a little bit, making gentle movements, maybe moving your head. And then slowly open your eyes. And we'll begin with some slow yeses. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling, looking down. Maybe this would feel good to you to have your eyes closed. Maybe you prefer to have them open. Move as big of a nod or as small of a nod as feels good for you. You could even just do this with your eyes. So maybe looking up as you inhale, looking down as you exhale. Just notice the breath. Good. Come back to center. And we'll do some slow nose. Same thing, letting your breath lead. Looking over one shoulder. Inhaling, looking over to the other shoulder. Go as far as feels good to you. Just bringing some gentle movement into the head and neck. Good. Come back to center. Let your head rest over to one shoulder. Take that hand. You can either just stay here if that's plenty, or take that same hand and gently just lay it on your head. Don't press down, just let the weight of your hand press a little bit bigger stretch. You could stay here. If you would like to add, you can bring the opposite arm out and reach away. So you choose either just letting your head rest over to one side or adding hands, one or both. Keep breathing deeply into the belly. Good. One more breath. And release both hands. Bring your head up. Maybe you pause for a moment. I like to notice the difference between the two sides. And then I'll go to the other side, letting my head drop over. Maybe this is plenty stretch for today. Maybe you'd like to add a hand resting, and maybe you'd like to reach out. So you pick your choice wherever you'd like to be. Breathe into the stretch wherever you feel it. Nice and deep. See if you can let your belly expand and contract. Good. Bring your head back up. Let's do some shoulder rolls. So you make these as big or as small as you'd like. You can keep your hands down or you could bring them up. You could even let your hands rest on your shoulders. So make those feel however feels good to you. Other direction. Good. And let's do some finger flicks. So just like you have water on your fingers, just flick your fingers and try to do them as hard as you can. So you're feeling the stretch down the arms too. Good. All right, take your hands, clasp your fingers, bring the palms of your hands together. Try to keep your arms still, and just do this with your hands and wrists. So we're doing like a figure 8 movement. Good. Now I'm going to ask your brain to engage in a second. All right, switch directions. Good. Keep your breath flowing. And if this hurts in any way, you don't have to make it as big. Maybe you keep your hands, your palms together like this. Maybe you just kind of make very small movements. Whatever feels good. All right. Let go, shake it out. Bring your hands out in front of you like you're holding a big ball. And you want to keep your knees pointed forward here. We're going to do some gentle twisting. So you go as far as you'd like. So we'll inhale here, and then exhale, twist just the top part of the body over to one side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, go the other side. Inhale to center. Exhale over. Good. Inhale to center. Exhale over. Inhale to center. If this is too much for your arms, keep them down and just turn. Inhale to center. Good. One more time this way. Good. And come back to stillness. Good. I always like to shake things out in between. Let's bring some gentle cat-cows here. So cat-cows, we're flexing and extending the spine forward and back. So you make these as big or as small as feels good to your body. So we'll begin by inhaling, arching the back, tipping the tailbone up, opening up through the chest, looking up, opening up through the shoulders. And then we'll exhale, round the back, look towards the floor. Inhale, arch the back, open up through the chest and shoulders. Exhale, round. And you'll notice maybe that your hands are sliding up your legs as you inhale, looking up. And they slide down towards your knees as you round down. So move at your own pace with your breath. So your breath is leading that movement. Good. And maybe these are small movements. And maybe they're a bit bigger. If it feels good, you could always bring a little bit bigger movement in. As you inhale and open up and arch the back, and maybe you would like to bring your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, you bring your hands back to your knees or maybe cross. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. So either way, whatever your cat-cow looks like is perfect. Let's do 2 more each direction. Good. Come back to stillness. Excellent. Go ahead and grab your strap, whatever strap that may be, and bring it out in front of you and hold it in whatever way makes sense for your hands, for your arms. And we're going to slide your hands out just a little ways. And I'm going to bring my hands overhead like this. So you adjust for your shoulders and see what distance you'd like that to be. So we'll inhale here and then exhale over to one side. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to center. Exhale to the other side. And this is absolutely fine if you don't have a strap. You can hold your arms up. You can have them in cactus position, more like this. It's a little harder on your shoulders. One more. Good. And just start to let your hands slide back just a little bit to whatever point feels good for a little bit of a stretch. in the front body, and bringing those shoulder blades will come together. Good. And now bring our hands back, forward, and down. Rest. Shake it out. You can set your strap aside. And we'll do a little bit of a forward fold. So if you have high blood pressure or anything going on with your eyes, don't go down very far. Just do a small version of this, and I'll show you that. So bring your legs out a little bit wider. You're gonna sit up nice and tall. Just remember your posture. Inhale your arms up. And if you don't want to bend forward, you inhale your arms up, exhale your arms down. Inhale up, and exhale down. If you'd like a little more movement, a forward fold, inhale your arms up, and exhale, lead with your chest, fold forward, bring your arms behind you. Inhale, up, and exhale, fold. Inhale, up, and exhale, fold. Let's do two more. Inhale, up, exhale, fold. Inhale, up, and exhale, fold. Good. Come back up. Let's set your feet, reset your feet. Good, sit up nice and tall. All right, let's get the legs into this. So I'm gonna scooch my block away, and if you have a pillow or something, just move it a bit out of the way. And maybe you sit towards the front of the chair, maybe you hold the chair for some support. We'll start by, do some leg lifts. So begin by inhaling, and then as you exhale, lift your leg, and we'll hold it. So keep breathing while you hold. You can set it down at any time. Keep breathing, working the leg muscles. Good. On your next inhalation, lower it down. Good. Good. We'll do that again on the same leg. Inhale. On your next exhalation, lift and hold. Good. It's okay if your leg is shaking, if it hasn't done this sort of thing in a while. Good. Keep breathing. Good. And inhale, release. Good. Very good. All right. Scooch that foot back onto whatever it was on, and we'll do the other side. All right. Nice and stable in your chair. Inhale, and when you exhale, lift your foot and hold. Good job. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. See if you can sit up tall. Good. And release. Pause and rest for a moment. We'll do that one more time. Good. Inhale and exhale, lift and hold. You got this. Yep. Let it go anytime. Let it go anytime. Listen to your body. Good. And release. Very nice. Okay. Let's bring the foot back to be stable. And let's do some work with the ankles. So again, if you need to hold the chair for stability, please do. You can keep your hands on your thighs as well. So take one foot and reach it out. And we're going to spell your favorite word with your foot. So getting into the ankles. So don't make it longer than like 6 letters. Good. So try to make these letters ones where you move in all sorts of directions. If you're doing O's, make sure you draw them in both directions. Good. All right. Set that foot back down. Let's do the same thing with the other foot. Maybe you pick a different word this time. Good. Don't forget to breathe. All right. Maybe you hear some cracks and snapples and all that sort of thing. Good. Let's grab the strap again. All right. So you may want to push, if you're using like books or blocks, you may want to push one out a little bit. If you're using a bolster or a pillow, maybe you just move to rest your foot on the edge of it. So here, I want to extend my foot. So I'm straightening the leg. I don't want to lock my knee. I want a very small bend in the knee. I'm going to take my strap, whatever it is, and catch my foot. There. So I've caught around the ball of my foot, and I'm going to sit up nice and tall and hold onto the strap. I'm not pulling very tightly. I'm just holding for some support. And maybe I stay here just pulling my foot back towards my body to have a little stretch in the back of the leg. Maybe that's where you want to stay. Maybe you'd like to lift that foot a little bit. So pulling into the strap, pressing into the strap with your foot, breathing. Don't lock the knee. Have a little bit of a soft bend in it. Good. One more breath. And if you don't have a strap, if you want to hold your foot up, or you can just keep it rested straight and have a stretch in the back of the leg. Good. And slowly lower down. All right. Scooch that back where it was. And I'm going to push this one forward. Loop my foot again. Flex my foot out. And maybe this is where I want to stay. Just gently pulling back. Pulling the toes back towards me. Breathing. Maybe you want to start to lift. Maybe I just lift a little bit. Maybe I lift higher. Whatever you're feeling like. And each leg is probably going to feel a little different. Breathe here. Good. And you can come out whenever you're ready if you want to rest your foot back down on the pillow or whatever. Feel free. One more breath. Good. And release it back down. On loop, and bring your foot back onto whatever it was resting on. Good. Let's pause for a moment and do a seated mountain pose, so Tadasana. So this is part of the reason I have you pressing your feet into something. And it is fine, if, like I said, if you reach the floor. So press your feet down into whatever they are on. Bring your hands to a comfortable place. Sit up nice and tall. It's like a string is pulling you up from the top of the head. Just pause here and notice your breath again. You're doing great work. Come back to your breath, taking a pause. Good. All right. Flutter your eyes open. Good. And then we're going to do a seated tree pose. So here there's lots of different versions. So I'm going to take one foot. I'm going to first of all use the chair to support me. I'm going to scooch forward on the chair. So here I can reach one foot out and have my heel on the floor. And then using a whatever pillow, bolster, blanket, I can simply just rest that other foot like this. I could have that foot out at an angle like this. So you choose your version of tree. Another version is something where the block is closer and you rest your foot like this, which looks a little more like a standing tree. So you pick your tree. So take a pause, find your tree position. Imagine that outstretched foot is standing on the ground. Press into the chair, sit up tall. We want to get the energy of that balance pose. So maybe you keep both hands on the chair. Maybe you bring one hand away from the chair. You could have that hand up. You could have both hands up. Maybe you bring your hands to heart center. All sorts of options. You find your branches. And find your breath. Maybe you focus on something in front of you that's not moving. That's your drishti point. See if you can feel the energy from the bottom of your foot going all the way up through your body to out the fingertips or out your head. Good. Breathing. Now carefully set that one foot down on the floor, bend your other knee, and we'll do the other side. So reach that other leg out in front of you, heel on the floor, and then find your version of tree. Would you like your foot out here? Would you like it out here? Would you like it in closer? So you find your version, and now pick your arm position. Feeling that energy move from the bottom of your foot out to your feet, all the way up through the top of the head. Good. One more breath. And slowly release. Hands back to your chair. And then bring your feet back down. Good. All right. Just a couple more things. Get my feet back pressed up here. Scooch back again. So I'm going to do a version of Cobra, which is a back bend. So if you have a bolster, taking that bolster and setting it on your, or a pillow, a big pillow, setting that pillow on your lap is where you will set up. If you don't, you can use the back of your chair to have a similar feeling. So whatever you have available is what you'll use. So if you have a pillow, scooch that pillow into your body. So I'm going to try to hold it with my arms pressed, my upper arms pressed into. Keep breathing, pressing your belly into the pillow. Shoulder blades are together. Good. Exhale, come down. Release the pillow. Round your back, look down. Little counter stretch. Good. And we'll do that one more time. This time I'm going to do it without the pillow, just in case you don't have one, but feel free to use that again. So if you're using just the chair, press down, hold somewhere on the bottom of the chair or somewhere in the back. Inhale. Exhale, lift, shoulder blades together. Look up, a little back bend. Breathe. You could even have your hands here, whatever feels good for you. Good. And exhale, come down, round, release. Good. All right, we're gonna do one last pose before we do our final relaxation. So we'll do one last pose before our final relaxation. So we'll do a wide-legged forward fold. So you need to pick the version that's best for you. So I'm going to move my blocks to the center so I can use those to come down to. I'm scooching forward on my chair, so I'm just sitting towards the front edge. So again, remembering if you have high blood pressure or anything going on with your eyes, you don't want to go down and fold over too deep. So maybe your version, and regardless of what's going on, maybe your version today is simply letting your head and your chin go toward your chest and resting here. And that is a perfectly cool wide-legged forward fold. If you'd like a little bit more, lead with your chest, start to fold forward, bring your forearms to your thighs, leading forward, and then bring your fingertips together, and then let your head rest. So maybe that's where you would like it to be. If you'd like to go down further, maybe you have something to come down to. So again, lift with your chest, look forward, flat back, strong back, come down to blocks or pillows or something else. You can even do this with another chair in front of you. So here, and then once you're there, let your head rest. And then you choose the height if you want to come further. So find your wide-legged forward fold. And we'll rest here for a few breaths. Always coming up if you're ready. Good. Now look up, press into the floor, blocks, or your legs. Flat, strong back. Use your belly muscles too to come all the way up. Maybe you rest for a moment with your head down. Good. And then look up. All right, it's time for our final relaxation. I'm going to show you a neat little thing you can try for a little more comfort in your final resting pose or Shavasana. But you pick your version. So maybe you want to go sit in a recliner. Maybe you want to sit in your favorite chair. All of those are awesome ideas. If you're sitting in just a regular chair, this is what I usually do. So I've got a blanket, and if it's a hard chair, sometimes I will put a blanket on the seat. So I'm going to take this blanket and unfold it until it's about half. So this is just folded in half. And I'm going to take the folded half and I'm going to start rolling. And I'm going to roll maybe 2/3 of the way down. Before I do that, pause. I'm going to take my bolster or maybe pillows, and I'm going to set that in front of me and scooch back in my chair so I can rest. And then I'm going to take this and I'll place it as a neck roll around my neck, and then I'll hold here and rest for my Shavasana. So go ahead and get comfy. We'll pause for a moment. You can always pause me. And we'll do a short relaxation. So close your eyes or set a soft gaze. And once again, come to your breath. Allow your breath to be natural, flowing, calm. Just notice the breath at the nostrils. The feeling of the air moving in and out. The air is cool as it comes in, and it's warm as it leaves. Release your shoulders away from your ears. Rest your arms wherever they sit. Unclench your teeth. Release any tension from your forehead. Wipe all expression from your face. Notice the top of your head. Then your forehead and cheeks. Notice your ears. Your neck. Your shoulder joints. Elbow joints and wrist joints. Notice each finger and thumb. Notice your collarbones, the space around your heart. See if you can breathe into that space, allowing it to soften. Breathing in nourishment, breathing out a cleansing breath. Notice your belly. Soften your belly, don't hold your breath. Allow the breath to easily come in and out. Move your awareness down through your pelvis, your hips, your knees, ankles, and feet. And then notice each toe. Move your awareness back up through your legs, up to your spine, your lower back, the middle of your back and your upper back, the back of your neck and the back of your head. And pause once again at the top of your head. Now breathe as if you can feel every cell in your body. Breathe. Release any mental efforts. Rest for a few more quiet moments, or as long as you'd like to rest here. And if you're ready, wiggling fingers and toes, moving your head, and then slowly opening your eyes, maybe looking at the floor first as you adjust to the light in the room. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste. This video. If you did, feel free to share it with other people. Give me a comment. Tell me what else you'd like to see.